Shalom, shalom. Want to give all honor, glory, or praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Bakar, Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, teaching us this truth and sincerity. And salutations to the hopeful elect. It's a quick hit. Uh, I don't want to take too much time up, but he is definitely ushering his system into play. Um, he's really good at keeping his foot on your neck, on our necks rather, because now he's coming up with this surveillance pricing for customers that is like weirdest thing on the planet. But it says the grocery chains ready to implement surveillance pricing for customers, right? According to a report from the New York Times, grocery stores in New York City could soon face new restrictions on using shoppers' personal data to charge individualized prices for everyday items like bananas or milk. And what's crazy or what's critical about that is that Jake is gonna get the short end of the stick. You know, it's not gonna be a even playing field. You know, and you gotta understand that he's only going to continue to do what he does. Let me get a scripture right quick, really quick. Salakia. Let's go to Proverbs 11. Um, yeah, 11 and 1. It says a false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. You know, and that's what comes. You know, dealing with these systems that's in place. There's always going to be a forced balance. They're always going to try to manipulate and detour the scale, you know, change the balance of, of, of how something is supposed to be done. You know, we could go on. It says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, right? But when the lowly is when the lowly is wisdom, the integrity of the upright shall guide them. But the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. And then it says, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Right. So all was said is how, you know, these people keep on uh, maintaining their status by by being dishonest, you know, and unfair pricing. You know, I was reading something with a chat GPT, and it was saying that in the ancient world, manipulating weights and measures was a form of hiding price manipulation and fraud. So that's pretty much what they're bringing back with this surveillance pricing, because the only people that's gonna suffer the consequences are those of, you know, the minority, which is um, the northern and southern kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So back to the story. It says the practice known as surveillance pricing, allows retailers to adjust costs based on data such as shopping history, location, or online behavior, right? Potentially resulting in one customer paying significantly more than another for the identical product. You know what I'm saying? So that's another form of what we was talking about. You know, the dishonest scales. You know, and let's get another scripture real quick. We go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, and verse 1. Right. It says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed." Right. You put this law in effect. You know what I'm saying? To control, to enfranchise, to to charge or price those who live in certain zip code, and overcharge the elderly who can't make it to other stores that have cheaper prices, but you charge them based on they have nowhere else to go. So because they don't have nowhere to go, I could price gouge. It's the way I choose or see fit. And when somebody come into the store, I'll never change the price. But when you get to the register, I'll just say that that's the wrong price because we're still in the process of redoing prices and whatnot. But it's always a scheme, you know. Isaiah 10:2, it says to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going on. You put numbers together that benefit you, to keep you rich and to keep the poor poor or make the poor poorer in a way of speaking. You know. In fact, let's get that. Let me read that again in the NLT. Uh, Isaiah 10:1. It says, "What sorrow awaits the unjust judges and those who issue unfair laws." Death is coming for them. It says, in 2, it says, "They deprive the poor of justice and deny the rights of the needy," and which is always the case.